Okay, so this is my presentation and this is my audience. Thanks everybody for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right.
We got just started.
So, did you know that 47% of adults in the United States have hypertension? But only 1 in 4 of those adults have their hypertension under control. I know. And if you're wondering why you should listen to me give this speech on hypertension, well, I have read various health organization articles and studies and journals and scientific articles on it, as well as I've taken a college level course on hypertension. So what is hypertension? Hypertension is defined as, hypertension is defined as a systolic of 140 and a diastolic of 90, so 140 over 90, and your goal blood pressure is 120 over 80. So, did you know that hypertension also is known as a silent killer? Hypertension is a silent killer because most people don't know that they have hypertension before it's already affected their organs and other bodily functions. Well, although hypertension is a silent killer, it can still be prevented and it can be treated. And you can do this through regular exercise, a healthy diet, and avoiding smoking. So, doing exercise. So you want to do moderate physical activity for at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days out the week. That can be adjusted to more or less time based on, the days, as long as you're getting the average time. Okay, so some of these exercises, as you can see right here. So, Sheila Hedge and Scott Solomon, who are both professors at Brigham and Women's Hospital, did a study in 2015 on the effects of exercise on people with hypertension, and they found that blood pressure is reduced immediately after exercise, and it persists for nearly 24 hours. So if you're thinking you have to wait 3 to 4 weeks or 3 to 4 months, you don't. You will see immediately results. Okay. So, the American Heart Association is known for being the nation's largest volunteer organization that is devoted to fighting cardiovascular disease and has their own website published in January 2019 on how getting active can help you control your high blood pressure. So as you can see, some of the things they've listed are walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, things like that. But before you get into your exercise, I want to make sure that you are doing at least a 5 to 10 minute warm up, and after exercise, you want to do at least a 5 to 10 minute cool down because you want to make sure you're not injuring yourself. Okay? So some of these are good ways to warm up. This is also an exercise too, but this is a warm up to do stretches like this, things like that, bouncing on like those huge, gel balls, things like that. So now that we've talked about exercise, we need to talk about eating a healthy diet. So, following a dietary approaches to stop hypertension meal plan can create a healthy diet and can reduce your high blood pressure. Hema Chawla, a doctor of 15 years, wrote in 2020 that following a DASH diet alone can lower your systolic blood pressure by 6 to 11 minutes. 6 to 11 millimeters of mercury, my bad. So in this chart, you're gonna see that it shows the foods that you can eat and the servings per day that you should get. So, some of the foods that you need to eat to make sure you're getting your diet. Of course, you're always gonna want your vegetables and fruits, whole grains, things like that. Things that you might not think of as much as like dairy and beans and nuts, you also need those in your diet. But when we're talking about dairy, we're talking about low fat and fat free. We don't want whole milk. It's great, but we don't want whole milk. We'd rather have soy milk, almond milk, or 1%, even fat free. Some of the things you really want to avoid are sodium intake. You always want to watch your sodium and all things that have to do with your heart because high sodium can lead to high cholesterol, and high cholesterol clogs your arteries. Clogging your arteries is what essentially leads to hypertension. Some of the other things that you should avoid is fatty meats. You want to avoid meats that are like, let's say they're 80% lean. You really want your meats more 85 to 90% lean meat. You also want to keep away from sugar sweetened beverages. So of course there are natural sweetened beverages. You have fruit smoothies, things like that. You just don't want to make sugars, things like that. It's not helping you out. And yes, it says limit your sweets, but it's not that you can't have sweets. You just don't want to have too many sweets. You can always have sweets, just limit it down. And then your servings, biggest servings, you want to make sure you have is whole grains. They're so important. They're really good for your digestive system too. And then you want to make sure you eat your vegetables, 4 to 5 servings, and then your fruits, 4 to 5 servings a day. And then as you can see, per week, it says less than 5 servings per week of sweets. This is per week, make sure. And then for your meats and things like that, you can see what we have up here too. Okay, now that we know that the foods that we have to eat, we should look at refraining from smoking, because that is very important to keeping your blood pressure down. Okay, so avoid smoking cigarettes to prevent exacerbation symptoms, because smoking cigarettes causes acute increase in blood pressure and increases your heart rate. So, Paula Primatesta, Sunji Gupta, and 3 other doctors wrote in the American Heart Association journals about a study that they did with the association between smoking and blood pressure in 2011. And in this study, they found that smokers have a higher blood pressure than non-smokers. And also, they're more likely to have cardiovascular disease. So, another thing, CDC. The CDC, or the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, wrote an article on the benefits of quitting smoking in March 2020. In these articles, they talked about the positive effects of quitting smoking over a short period of time and how those effects can change your life. So, short time, 24 hours, your nicotine level drops. And then if you want to look at long term, 3 to 6 years, you've already reduced your risk of coronary heart disease by half. And then if you're looking at long term, 15 years, and you have 20 years of use. So these are all the things that encourage you to keep going. In summary, there are so many things that can be done to lower your blood pressure that don't even require medication. So now that you know, getting regular exercise, following a DASH healthy diet, and avoiding smoking can help you reduce your high blood pressure. What are you going to do?